How is Operation Epic Fury going for Donald Trump? Or should we call it Operation Epic Failure? How is it going? At the beginning of this conflict, or before it started, a lot of countries warned Donald Trump not to embark on this suicide mission. But Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, he decided to embark on it. Now look the mess they have made in 14 days. Of course, Donald Trump thought it would just be a very quick go in, come out situation. You know, the kind of little attacks and war United States believe in. They come in, disrupt your country, and then they'll pull out. But this time around, it had choked Donald Trump. Of course, we know who started the conflict, who launched the first missile. Obviously, it was not Iran. It was Netanyahu, who is now nowhere to be found. For the first time since the creation of Israel, the prime minister of the country was missing during the council meeting, during the war briefing meeting. I mean, throughout the term of Netanyahu as the prime minister of Israel, well, for 25 years or more, he had always attended that meeting, no matter what. But for the first time, he was absent in that meeting. And of course, there are a lot of speculations out there that Netanyahu was hit during an hypersonic missile strike from Iran into Israel. Of course, we haven't had any official confirmation from the Israel government. You shouldn't expect that. I mean, not in the war. In the wartime. But there are rumors flying all around. Now, you hear what I said? Rumors flying all around that Netanyahu is no more. Netanyahu is gone. Apparently, he sustained some form of injuries. He was airlifted to Germany and he didn't make it. Now, this is all rumor, okay? But some really reliable sources, some reliable news stations, including the Chinese military, channel, had confirmed as of yesterday, the 14th of March 2026, that Netanyahu died. Now, there's no official confirmation from Israel itself. There are other news stations that are putting out publication that the man actually died. Again, this is all speculation. One thing I know for a fact is there is no smoke without fire. I call it speculation, I call it rumor, because I personally cannot confirm it to you. I don't have any evidence right before me right now to say I can solidly confirm that. So that is why I call it rumor. It doesn't mean it didn't happen, and it doesn't mean it happened. But something happened. That is a fact. Let me go back to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is now feeling left alone. And this same man that was warned not to attack Iran, but he went ahead and attacked Iran. Look what is going on in the Middle East today. I said it from the beginning, even before this war started. Well, it's not a war yet because there are no forces on the ground yet. You cannot bomb a country to submission. No way. You cannot launch air campaign in bombing another country and you expect that country to collapse or to submit to you. No chance. I mean, if it was easy, Russia has been bombarding Ukraine for the last 4 years. If it was that easy, Ukraine would have folded, right? But you cannot bomb a country to submit. That is something Donald Trump didn't think before he went into war with Iran. I also said before this conflict started that United States and Israel cannot sustain this war for long. I actually said 2 weeks. Because the way they went in and started throwing bombs and missiles all over the place like they were acting movies, I said they can't sustain it. Because let me tell you the reason why I said they can't sustain this war more than 2 weeks. United States build weapons, right? Now, one thing you need to understand is the United States government itself is not the one building these weapons. They have individual private companies in the US that build weapons. They get contracts from the government and they build these weapons. They don't build them. It's not like, cooking food or, selling grocery that you stockpile. No, they build those weapons as at when the government requests for them. They build sophisticated, precision, expensive weapons that take months to build. I mean, in most cases, you get a handful produced in a couple of months. But then you have Iran, who produces the cheap Shahed drones, about 600 every single day. And their missiles come really cheap because they have the enriched uranium to build their missiles really quick, really fast. They have the program. At the same time, they have China on the side. They have Russia on the side. So that is why I said United States and Israel cannot sustain this war for long. Just 14 days into this conflict, Donald Trump is begging for ceasefire. He had been begging for ceasefire. But Iran clearly said, no, we are not going for ceasefire, because every time we go for ceasefire, when we put our guards down, you attack us. So what is the point? This time around, we are going to fight it out. We are going to punish you. That was what the Iranian foreign minister said. I couldn't comprehend. I didn't really understand what it meant by they are going to punish the United States. But everything now makes sense. Fuel prices had hit the roof. Have you been to the gas station lately to fill your car? Have you bought diesel lately? Have you taken public transport lately? Have you gone shopping lately? You know what the score is, right? And this is Donald Trump that campaigned to bring down the cost of living. Here we are. Directly the opposite of everything he campaigned and promised is what he is doing. Now, as of yesterday, the 14th of March 2026, Donald Trump is begging the European countries to please send their warships to the Middle East to join in this unjust conflict. Well, he made out he wants them to come and help reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Believe that at your own risk. UK 3 weeks ago already said they're not going to join in. They refused to send their aircraft carrier because they don't support this conflict. They warned Donald Trump before he went into this war. France decided to send their aircraft carrier, but for some reason, France had stopped halfway to Israel. They haven't got even close to Israel yet for whatever reason, which means they are still thinking about it. Spain said absolutely not. They are not getting involved because they warned Donald Trump not to start this. Trump said he needs them to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz. First, have you seen the state of Israel lately? Do you know why they censored Israel? It was when NATAYAHU was hit, apparently. They didn't want that news to come out. That is why they censored Israel. A lot of people that are doing podcasts and televising from inside Israel, obviously, we are not seeing any images or videos or pictures. It is now it's an offense against the law for any Israel citizens or any press news station or content creator or social media influencer to publish anything inside Israel. It is a criminal offense. But I heard Israel is now worse than Gaza. Their early, radar system, about 5,000 kilometer range, had been destroyed. That radar covered the whole of the Middle East. If any missile or drones are coming in, that early warning radar alert Israel, and Israel get prepared. But now, they are completely blindfolded. That radar costs billions of dollars. That country is becoming like Gaza. Well, apparently. Let's wait. If there's nothing to hide, why did they censor Israel? It's a question that is worth asking, right? Why did they censor Israel? Now, innocent American lives are now being wasted in Iran, in this fight against Iran. In thousands, by the way, but officially they said it's just 12 or 15 American forces that have been killed. I heard yesterday Donald Trump had now diverted all the troops from Japan. Japan is now vulnerable. All the 2,500 troops is now diverting all of them to the Middle East. After that, another 5,000 special forces is going to follow. Of course, they are going to suffer casualties, right? You know that. They are going to suffer casualties. Iran is not ready to back down. Iran is not going to back down. Iran, at this point in time, is not even showing any sign of slowing down. They've dealt seriously with all the Arab nations. The one that had offended them before, the one that had backstabbed them previously, and the one that are still doing it now. They punished all of them. Something is going on that we seem not to be aware of. I brought this up in a couple of my videos, but people seem to have not focused enough on that matter. United States had also lost Iraq. US had now want all their citizens and ambassadors to leave Iraq immediately because the pro-Iranian resistant fighters had started taking over Iraq. Of course, Iraq want the United States gone. What are you talking about? And this is the best opportunity they could do that. And for the first time since the Iraq war ended, the coalition of US and Israel bombarded Iraq heavily a couple of days ago because the French military base was attacked. There were casualties among the French forces. The United States, I think about 2 US military bases in Iraq. One is taken over already by the resistance fighters, and the other one in Erbil is currently under heavy pressure right now. All for what? So did Donald Trump actually think he will go into Iran, bombard Iran, try to destroy Iran, while all their infrastructure around the Middle East is just going to be there? Of course not. United States had now lost their influence in the Middle East. Perhaps they will never get it back. That is what they're trying to fight to regain now, to show some form of presence in the Middle East. Because at this point in time, they have no more military bases. Everything is gone. All the strategic infrastructure that they get benefit from, Iran had destroyed everything. And by the way, how is Saudi Arabia doing? Saudi Arabia is feeling the heat right now. Big time. There's a couple of attacks that are taking place in the last couple of days or week that don't really add up. Many of them don't seem to be coming out from Iran. It looks like everybody is taking advantage of this conflict to try to deal damage to each other. Those ones that had each other in mind previously are taking advantage of this Iran-US situation to express their anger on each other. Now we hear what happened in Saudi Arabia, the biggest oil refinery. Iran claimed it wasn't their missiles that destroyed it. We saw what happened in Kuwait, 5 F-15 fighter jets shot down in Kuwait. So a lot of things are not adding up. It's just pretty much the same thing with Ukraine. You see, when NATO inside Ukraine do damages or cause problem, they will label it as Ukraine because it is happening from inside Ukraine. That is what we're experiencing right now. Funny thing, Donald Trump actually reached out to President Xi of China that President Xi should send some Navy ships to come and join in reopening the Strait of Hormuz. And I'm like, what? China never had a problem going past the Strait of Hormuz. They go past every single day. So the Chinese government said, no, we are not getting involved. Iran has the right to defend itself. This is not about supporting one person against another. This is about supporting humanity. Let me ask you a question. What happened to your sense of humanity? Those of you that just think, what has Iran actually done to some of you, personally or otherwise? Do you feel it is okay for one leader of another country to go into another country and just eliminate, murder, by the way, murder the leadership of another country, and you think that is right? That is not right. Amongst everything else, that is not right. It is not acceptable, and we should be able to call wrong, wrong. That is what it is for me. But anyway, guys, let me let you go. I don't want to bore you guys too much, but look out for my next update. Have a great day and God bless.